To everyone using the Capital One Duo, I think you're using the wrong Duo. And don't miss the ending of this video because I'm gonna back this up with data. Here we go. So about a month ago, I was watching Luke's Points and Miles. Great channel, by the way. If you're not subscribed to Luke, you absolutely should go subscribe to his channel and watch every one of his videos. The video was called 5 Reasons Why the Capital One savorone is better than the Amex Gold Card. Good video, it made some great points. I wasn't really disputing anything that he said. It was interesting perspective, and I went on about my day. Then about 2 weeks later, he released a video called Why Amex is Still King. Obviously, you could probably predict that some of the comments were gonna call out this slight contradiction in logic. I had the same questions after watching the Amex is Still King video. In one of the comments that called this out, Luke replied with, "Hey, you know it's my job to show different perspectives." Okay, that's a decent answer. The problem is, should it be? Should it be based on perspectives or should it be based on data? And that's why I'm here today. And again, I want to reiterate, I have no beef with Luke whatsoever. Have you seen the guy's arms? They're huge. I don't want him knocking on my door. He's amazing, and go subscribe to his channel and watch literally every one of his videos. You will learn a ton. Here's what this video is gonna cover. We're gonna go over the Capital One Duo, then we're gonna cover the American Express Gold and why I think it's a better duo with the Venture X. If you're new to the game, you're gonna learn a lot about these 3 cards and how they work together. If you are a pro and you know these cards like the back of your hand, feel free to skip to the end of the video where I do the comparison data and prove my point. But don't do that, man. You're hurting my algorithm. Like, watch the whole video, come on. Up first, and the foundation of this duo is the Capital One Venture X. It has a 75,000 point bonus when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months of opening your account. There's a $395 annual fee, and we'll cover how you can basically get that paid for and a little bit more here in a minute. There's no foreign transaction fees. It has access to the travel portal for Capital One, and it also has access to the transfer partners where you're gonna get the biggest bang for your buck on points. For spend categories, you get 10x on car rentals in the portal, you get 10x on hotels in the portal, you get 5x on airfare in the portal, and 2x on everything else. For standard benefits, for every 1 year you have the card open, you're going to get a bonus of 10,000 miles. So that's like getting $100. This is what I was talking about earlier, where you can offset that $395 annual fee pretty easily. Part of that is here through that $100 from the anniversary bonus. The other part of that is the $300 annual credit when you book travel through the Capital One travel portal. So right there, that's $400 offsetting the $395 annual fee. They're paying you $5 to have the card. Now, obviously you're gonna have to buy travel in the travel portal for that to make sense. I don't see why you wouldn't. They've got a great portal. If you're traveling once or twice a year, you're gonna be able to get this back. Like with most of the travel cards, they cover your global entry or TSA pre-check charge with a $100 credit that you have to renew those every 4 years, so they cover them every 4 years. So it's $100, but we count this as $25 a year because you have to do it every 4 years. Everything you see over here in the side is gonna be annually. So you can say, okay, annually I could get 10,000 points, annually I could get $300, annually I could get $25 because it's $100 spread across 4 years. This card also gets you access to the Capital One lounges, Hertz President's Circle status, primary auto rental collision coverage. It also gives you priority pass membership as well. That gives you access to a ton of airport lounges all across the world. The application rules are the Cap 1.6 and the Cap Max 2. I go over all of these benefits and the application rules in detail on my Capital One Venture X video shown right here. It's on my channel, linked below, or you can click on it through the website. Now, since the Venture X has access to the transfer partners, it opens up a door to be able to redeem your points for more than just 1 cent per point in the travel portal. So this is where this button comes into play. By turning this on, you'll see the value that the Points Guys website values these Capital One miles at. You still earn 10x, but the value compared to all points across all systems is really 18.5x, 18.5x, 9.5x, and 3.7x. And again, that's due to the fact that you can transfer those points over to partners of Capital One to get more value than you would if you were just redeeming directly into the travel portal or redeeming for cash. Now, the traditional Capital One Duo is the Venture X plus the Savorone. Now, the sign-up bonus for the Savorone is $200 when you spend $500 in the first 3 months of opening the account. There's no annual fee. There's also no foreign transaction fees. However, the Savorone does not have access to the travel portal, and it doesn't have access to the transfer partners. So that means if you scroll down here, for the spend categories, which I'll go over, you get 5x on car rentals in the portal, 5x on hotels in the portal, you get 3x on dining, 3x on groceries, 3x on streaming, and everything else is 1x. Now, that's all you're gonna get for the Savorone, unless you combine that with the Venture X, and that's where the Duo comes into play. If you combine that with a Venture X, you can transfer those points over to the Venture X account to use those with the transfer partners to get more value out of the points that you earn. So as you can see, if we enable the utilize combined points transfer with the Venture X, then that ups the value of the points we earn in these categories. Now, you're still earning 5x, but the value, because you're going to transfer those over to the Capital One Venture X, is 9.25x. There are no other benefits to really call out here that aren't standard to the Visa signature, and the application rules are identical to the Venture X. But again, I want to point out you're earning in cash, but they are transferable to Capital One miles, as it denotes here. All right, so the third card in this little love triangle is the American Express Gold. Now, the Gold has a sign-up bonus of 60,000 points when you spend $6,000 in the first 6 months. Now, stop everything. Do not settle for 60,000 points for a sign-up bonus. I literally just opened up a private browser, went to the American Express Gold page, and they were offering 100,000 points plus 20% back for 6 months on dining. Insane. That's an amazing offer. They have offers like this all the time, maybe not 100,000 points, but they have big offers, 90,000 points, 75,000 points. You can get better than 60,000 points every single time. Just keep trying different pathways, go on a different computer, use incognito browsing, use your phone. An offer is going to pop up. If you don't find one, you can go to resi.com, and they always have one there as well for some kind of dining thing, as well as elevated points. So point being, don't just go to their site and then take the base 60,000 point offer ever from American Express. As a matter of fact, any American Express card, never take the normal base points. The annual fee is $325. That just increased recently. They did give some extra credits and stuff, but it went from $250 to now $325, which is not nothing. There's no foreign transaction fees. It does have access to the travel portal, and it also has access to the transfer partners where you can get a better value on your points. And speaking of those points, our spend categories for the Gold are 4x on dining. That's capped at 50,000 per year, but it is worldwide. That's something they also changed recently. You get 4x on groceries, that's US only, and that caps at 25,000 per year. I don't think anyone normal is gonna hit these limits, so I think they were just being abused by rich people, honestly. Airfare, you get 3x, doesn't require the portal. Car rentals, you get 2x in the portal. Hotels, 2x in the portal. It also includes cruises. I don't have this on here, but cruises in the portal, but their cruise options are tiny actually. And then 1x on everything else. Now, if you're using the transfer partners, you're gonna get a better value from those points. The pointsguy.com's website values American Express points at 2 cents per point. So that's gonna significantly increase the value you get when earning in any of these categories. The standard benefits, you get a dining credit, Uber Cash credit, $100 Resi credit, you get a $100 hotel collection credit, and then an $84 Dunkin' credit. That's monthly, so it's $7 a month. And the same with the dining credit, it's $10 a month. I go into greater detail over here. Some of it's changed because I did that before the update, but it'll give you a good idea of how the credits work and everything. The new one is the dining credit. They removed Shake Shack and added Five Guys, and they removed one other one. I forget what it is, but these are the ones that they have now. And then they've also added a $100 Resi credit, $50 semi-annually. And those are generally like fancier restaurants in bigger cities. If you're inclined to take your significant other out to some nice restaurant a couple times a year, then this is helpful. But if you're just going out of your way to get this credit, this $50 credit, you're going to spend a bunch of money. I don't really count this as a viable credit that's going to do anything to offset the annual fee. Personally, I do use the Dunkin' credit. I do use the Shake Shack. Now we're going to start trying Five Guys to see if we like that, because we go out for a burger anyway. So having a free burger, not a bad deal. And then we get teas at Dunkin' all the time. So easy to get the $84 credit for that. The application rules are the Amex 110, the Amex 390, Note 524 for anything Amex, and then the Amex family rule, which is you have to go up the chain and not down the chain. So the smaller annual fees, get those cards first, because if you get the larger annual fee card first, you can't get any of the sign-up bonuses going back down. So I cover that in this video as well. So check that out to learn more about it. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, where I back it up. Back it up, Rich. I will, just calm down. All right, so let's compare setups. We're gonna compare the classic Capital One Duo with the Capital Gold Duo. I literally just coined. Did you write that down? All right, someone. All right, so let's go to the wallet setups, and we're gonna pick the Capital One Duo. You could just type all the cards you want in here manually. I already have a popular setup you can just click on. So there we go, the classic Capital One Duo. If you watched my website walkthrough series of videos on all the sections in the website, then you know what the wallet setups is. But if not, it's basically you're taking a wallet setup. It's going to combine all of the goodness of these cards. You're able to then compare them to another wallet setup. So we're just gonna look at this one by itself at first. So we've got a $395 annual fee. For airfare in the portal, the best option is the Venture X. Everything else, the best option is Venture X as well. Same with car rentals in the portal. Then dining, that's when your Saver One's gonna kick in and cover that. Groceries, Saver One's gonna kick in and cover that. Hotels in the portal, best option is the Venture X. And then internet streaming, the Saver One is gonna cover that as well. So you get all the benefits that I mentioned in the previous videos. We can turn those on if we plan on using them or not. And then down here, it's going to give us the year one calculations along with the year two calculations, because the year two, you're not going to get the sign-up bonus that you would in the year one, so we don't count that. So year one, yeah, it's usually always a great deal, but is year two a great deal? And there we go. So we'll go over these in detail when we add in the Venture X and the gold, which I'll do now. So let me go ahead and click there. I'll just quickly click that. I'll get rid of the Saver One, and then I'll add the gold. And there we go. So now we're comparing the two setups together. We've got a much higher annual fee with the gold and the Venture X, because both of these have an annual fee, whereas the Capital One Saver One does not. And then let's see how we cover. So airfare outside of the portal, the gold is much better. Then you're the same. And then dining, you're gonna do much better with the gold than you do in the Saver One. You get 3x on the Saver One, 4x on the gold. And then, with the point equalizer turned on, you can always turn that off whenever you want to. But this is the value that we expect to get out of these points with transferring to our transfer partners in the travel portal. So we're doing much better. Streaming services, the Saver One is better than just using the default 2x on the Venture X. And then we come down into the credit area. Obviously these are a wash, anything Venture X on both sides. We do get secondary car rental loss. We don't really need, because we have primary on the Venture X over here and here. So that is a wash. This is all a wash because these are all the same cards. And now where you're going to then shine a little bit more on the gold side is all these other credits. I'm actually going to leave these off because let's just do a dry comparison. I mean, I personally use the dining credit. I personally use the Dunkin' credit where I'd get over $200 a year for that. But let's just leave those off for comparison's sake. Keep scrolling down. These are all washes. You get a little bit of baggage insurance, extra baggage insurance over here on the gold, but nothing to write home about. Now, let's go into the year one calculations. You'll see here where we've got annual spending. Now let me pop over to the profile where I've set up, I did this in a previous video, where I've set up the annual spending. This is sort of just my generic annual spending for myself. Where I'm really gonna focus on is like the all other throughout the year, and then like dining and groceries. Now the all other is gonna be covered by the Venture X, the 2X. So that's going to be a wash. So you could put $100,000 here. It kind of really doesn't matter. Where you're really going to see a difference, because the savorone, the gold, their most common categories are the dining and groceries, right? So streaming might help out. If I put a ton on streaming services, I only have 500 here. Or if I was doing airfare outside of the portal or something like that, which I don't have, I just have in the portal, which the Venture X is going to cover. So really, you know, it's kind of an average annual spending that I have set up here. So let's go back to the wallet setups and see these cards in the year one. I'm just going to snap down here to the year one real quick. By the way, these are like quick buttons to go to the benefits section and then the calculation section, just so you don't have to scroll, because this is a pretty long page with all the line by lines. So we're taking the annual spending and whatever the highest card modifier was for that category, and we're multiplying that by our spending to get the total number of points. Then later on down here, we tally that up, including the sign-up bonus for the first year. We total up the points, and then we give you a cash value of what those points you earned are based on the amount of points that you're multiplying that by, plus any value equalizers that we have here. So if we turn this off, you'll see the points and cash value go down. But I would leave this on because I think that's pretty indicative value for the points that you'll be getting. We subtract out the annual fee from the cash value of those points that you earned. And then any benefits that are activated will also be included here. Now those are a wash, so that's not gonna matter. Then you get the total benefit value, so it's 510, 510. And then you get the net value for year one. Over here on the classic Capital One Duo, it's close to $4,000. Over here, you're over $5,000. Now that's easy because it's year one. Amex throws points at you in year one. And honestly, that's not even as much as they would throw at you if you went and found a special offer. Remember, this is based on 60,000 points for the Amex Gold when there's a 100,000 point offer out there right now that you could get. So you almost double the value of those points. Okay, now here's what's important, because you know you can only get that sign-up bonus once. How's it gonna fare on year two? So we're scrolling down to year two, same thing. And now you're getting 2,567 for the classic Capital One Duo and 2,600 even for the Capital Gold Duo that I just coined a little bit ago. No one has ever put TM on that for me. So not only are you doing better in year one, but you're also doing a little bit better in year two. Now, is it enough to write home about? No. It's not. However, think about this. You're earning all your 2X points in Capital One miles, right? And then you're earning all of your dining and grocery points in American Express. You've diversified your points. And you're going, yeah, but I've split up my points. I won't have as many. I'll have to work longer to get those points. They both go to Avios. They both go to Choice. Now watch this. So if you think that just earning Capital One points is better because you're earning all the points in one system, you can use them quicker. Whereas if you're earning in the membership rewards and the Capital One miles, it's going to take you longer to accrue points to do some grand trip or whatever. I don't think that's the case. Now look over here. So you got Capital One miles, membership rewards. These are all of the point systems that these two transfer out to. There's a lot in common. Aeromexico, Aeroplan, Asia Miles, Avios, which is probably the one you're going to use anyway, because that's generally what Americans use. Choice, Emirates, Etihad, Flying Blue, Flying Club, let's see, Chris Flyer, Avianca, Qantas Frequent Flyer. And then, so you have all those in common. So you're probably going to use Avios or Choice or something like that, maybe Aeroplan if you're Canadian. You're probably going to use one of those, right, to transfer out to. And then you have the ability to also use Hilton. You could also use Marriott. You could also use Delta. You could also use JetBlue. So it doesn't limit you, it expands your ability to use your points. Not only do you earn a little more with the Capital Gold Duo, but you've also expanded your ability to use those points. Now, where I will say this doesn't make sense is if you're just not spending that much on groceries and dining out. If you're not spending hardly anything on groceries and dining out, then a free food related card like the savorone is probably a better option. But if you're a normal spender, if you have a family or if you have a spouse, if you guys are going out, you guys are buying groceries, you're spending enough to where the gold makes more sense than the savorone when paired with the Venture X. Now, the great thing is you can go into the richwithpoints.com website, put in your numbers, and you can find out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Sign up for the site. It's free. Put in your numbers, compare cards that you like, and see if it makes sense. Follow the data. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel and sign up for the website. Again, it's free. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.